Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Dawn.
And I'm John, and together we have 50 years of running experience behind us.
Over those years, there's one session that we've found has had a big impact on our fitness levels.
That's right, there's one session which we have done time and time again over the years. We've adapted it to various situations, to various distances we've been training for, and really found massive training impacts for putting that session into our training mix.
So in this video, you're going to find out what that session is and why we love it so much. So as a new runner, you'll find that you'll actually make improvements just by running week after week without actually thinking about the distance or the pace that you're running at.
But after a while, you'll find that you begin to get more enjoyment, more improvement, and more variety out of your running by varying the distance and the paces at which you run. So there are many different ways in which you can bring a variety of paces into your training.
One such way is to do something called a tempo run. Now a tempo run is a run that you would do at a continuous pace for, say, a 10k pace or 10-mile pace for 20 to 30 minutes of your run.
So a tempo running, you are running continuously at that particular pace, at that particular effort level for extended period of time without a break. And another type of continuous multi-pace run is what we call a progression run, where you aim to run each mile or each kilometre progressively faster than the previous one.
Yes, and another popular way of increasing paces in your training is to run something called interval runs.
That's right, you might take a set distance, say a kilometre, you might run 5 times 1 kilometres with a set recovery, 1 minute, 2 minutes, either jogging or standing in between. So with those types of faster training, you're running the same set distance time after time in repetition, hence they're sometimes called repeats.
And another example of increasing your speed and strength is to use something called hill reps. Now we've made a video on this earlier in the year and we'll put a link to that at the end of this video. So those are just a few sessions that we've given you that you can do to increase your speed and vary your pace in your training. However, we have one session that we feel will give you the most bang for your buck.
That's right, there's one session that is so versatile, so flexible and so transportable across different paces, different distances and different surfaces that it really is our one go-to session that we would do above all others.
So what is that one go-to session of ours?
It is the pyramid run.
So what is a pyramid run?
So a pyramid run is where you go up gradually in terms of the distance that you're running or the time that you're running up to a set point and then back down again, hence the term pyramid. You take recoveries in between each of the effort sessions, and each of those effort sessions will be done at slightly different paces or intensities depending on the distance that you're training for.
So therefore you'll get to use several different systems within your body, and this will help you improve your running speed.
So we believe there are 5 main ways in which incorporating pyramid running into your weekly or monthly training mix can make you a stronger and faster runner. So the first thing we love about pyramid running is their versatility. You can use them when training from any distance, from 1500 metres right up to the marathon. Recently I've seen examples of sessions which start at 100 metres, go up to 200, 400, 800, back down again, middle distance track runners, right through to pyramid sessions which go 1, 2, 3 all the way up to 8 minutes and back down again for marathon runners. So you can vary the distance at which you do your effort sections. You can also vary the recoveries. We like to start our pyramids, if we're doing say 1 minute up to 5 and back down again, by having the equivalent recovery, 1 minute on, 1 minute off, 2 minutes on, 2 minutes off, etc. But as you get further into training, you can reduce these recoveries down by half and then even to 60 seconds between each rep, no matter how far you've just run. So if you're smart about it, You can take one principle of pyramid running and adapt it depending on what distance you're training for and what stage you are in that training cycle.
So I'm the sort of person who likes to concentrate on my run without having to keep looking at my watch. So what I do is I pre-program the pyramid session into Garmin Connect and transfer it to my watch, which allows me to then not focus on the actual looking at the watch thinking, oh, I've got 30 seconds left, etc. So really what it does is it then beeps and tells me when to go. Now you can do this either by distance or by time.
So the second thing we really love about pyramid runs is the fact they can be done anywhere. You can book yourself onto a track, you can do them on road loops, you can do them on trails like I'm running on at the minute. Really, it's totally portable. You can do it on flat routes, you can do it on hilly and undulating routes. So really a pyramid run can be transported to work on leg strength on hills, to work on pace judgement on flat trail surfaces and tracks. It really is a session that can be lifted and shifted to any of your running routes.
So my favourite surface is compact trail. And the reason I like compact trail, or particularly where we live, is because there's no interruption like you might get if you're out on the roads from crossing roads because of traffic.
Another thing we love about pyramid runs, the third thing, is they allow for a variety of psychological approaches. Now we tend to do most of our training after work, after a long day of commuting and working in intense work environments. So what running by time on a pyramid run allows you to do is not stress about the pace of each individual effort section. Whereas if we're running, say, 5 times 1k on a measured loop, we'll start comparing the kilometre time to last time we did the session, comparing each of the 5 to the one before, having negative thoughts if they were too slower than we thought. Whereas just running by time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, this releases all the stress and pressure, particularly if you're doing it on a varied loop, varied terrain, and allows for an enjoyable session where we focus on the input and worry about the output later.
So the pyramid session is the perfect kind of session for me. It's one I've enjoyed right back to when I first started running. I don't like feeling sometimes that I'm not hitting this pace or that pace, and so having it pre-programmed into my watch for a particular time it suits me basically, and it's the perfect kind of session.
The fourth great thing about pyramid runs is they are very adaptable to running as a group. I first came across them about 20 years ago running with Barnsley Athletics Club. There was a group of us whose 10k ability at that time was on air between 32 minutes and 40 minutes. And we found that in the recovery sections, between the effort bits, we could all regroup, have a little talk about how we're feeling, how the session was going, before we went again. So a group of 9 or 10 of us could start together, finish together, and intermittently group up together.
So the beauty of the pyramid session for me, as I train with John a lot, and we have done for many years, is that when he's at a stage where his running is much quicker than mine, which has been many times over the years, it's been a great session to do because in the recovery period he turns back, makes his way back towards me, and then we regroup and go again. So yes, it's the kind of session that's inclusive no matter what your pace really.
And the final great thing about a pyramid run is it teaches you to set your pace and your effort judgment correctly. Many runners these days rely on Garmin's to tell them how fast to run, to tell them at what heart rate to run at. And that's great until you're running in a big city marathon and suddenly the pace is all over the place because you've got big buildings around you and it's not reading properly. Or your heart rate monitor fails or starts giving you erratic readings. So really, being able to have a hardwired in knowledge of running at the right effort, running at the correct pace, which pyramid running can help you with, is an ideal trick and skill to learn.
Although I pre-program pyramid session into my watch. I never put a pre-programmed pace or run to heart rate. I rely on my ability to judge what pace I should be running at. This allows me then to feel confident when I'm in races, knowing that I'm in control of my pace and I know what pace to go at. So we hope you've enjoyed this video and it's inspired you to give pyramid sessions a go if you've not already done so.
If you have taken something from this video, please consider giving it a like. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. It's free to you and it means a lot to us as we continue to grow this channel. So until next time, keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on.